What is going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number, turn all the way down. I'm just sitting here talking and just fucking like, you know what, I'm just gonna let the music play. Fuck it. Episode number 59 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. We are here. We're a live.
Podcast.
We are a professional podcast. I think one of our people are not even here. Bill's not even here. He's just, this is just a chair.
I didn't even notice he's not there. We're not late either. Don't worry.
We're not late. You know what? I mean, this is what it's about. You know what I me? I'm just saying. And I've got Twitch in the background playing. This is just great. Just great. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. How are you guys doing to the most professional and scuffed podcast on the internet? Like I said, it is episode. Did Bill get transported to another dimension? What the fuck happened?
Oh, you did.
I looked away and then I looked back and he's gone. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it here for a couple seconds, and then if okay, good. I was about to put an APB out because I was worried we were about to. I didn't know if Amber Heard's lawyers came and got him as a star witness.
Craig told the lawyers that we were talking shit earlier and was like, Elaine was like, get him.
Right. So
apologies.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, welcome in. It's episode 59, guys. Almost 60. We've got the entire crew here this time. Scruffy is feeling way better. He's not hungover after his buzzball bender. So
feeling great, man.
Buzzball bender.
Buzzball.
I kind of like that. It's got a ring to it.
I was about to say that needs to be like your secondary channel. Like instead of Agent Scruffy, you just could be Buzzball Bender, man.
Buzzball
that would be like a great
Bender.
like alcohol review channel.
Right?
I might take that.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm already TMing it. No, I'm already TMing it. It's trademarked. It's mine. You can't have it. You can pay me. Yeah. I'll just let you know whenever you go to sue me for it. Camille's my lawyer. You can have Elaine. I'll give you Rottenberg.
I want it. I'm good.
Well, welcome on in, everybody. If you are new to here to our podcast, we are the Pre-Patch team, and we do this every other Thursday right here live on Twitch as well as on YouTube. And we shoot the shit about video games, what we've been playing, you know, the news that's going on in the Twitch and YouTube live streaming world. You know, we talk about what's kind of happening in the gaming industry. And we give you a very raw, real, unjust filtered kind of approach to it. Maybe a little bit filtered, but for the most part, it's very much us, right? It's four guys that have very differing opinions sometimes on the gaming, landscape. And
what he means by that is we dogpile on his ass.
Yeah, usually it's one of us getting jumped on, and usually it's myself or Enigma is the one that gets.
You don't want to use my my description. A very eclectic. Opinions.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Wait, can we get your influencer voice to do this?
I forgot how to do it, man. It's fine.
Damn.
Well, yeah, there is an announcement to be made. Is that Enigma now is our he's our official voiceover. He's a voice actor now. So just saying.
I am not an official
big time
voice actor.
Yeah, he is. Gracious. Yeah, you can go catch him on Cornhub. No, I'm just kidding.
It's probably true. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know where they post this shit. I need to get like actual direct.
Wait a minute. Wait. So you just voluntarily gave your voice away to where you don't know where it's going?
They're paying me for it. Like I don't give a shit.
Fuck me, man. Your voice is gonna end up somewhere you don't want it.
I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's whatever.
Dude. Oh man.
Have you done any of the?
No,
I'm just done any of
that. No, not yet.
I'm just
getting there.
I'm getting there. Yeah.
Have you done any uwus?
No.
What any aras?
No.
Oh, okay.
See,
if you want me to.
What's gonna happen is one of our viewers.
Pay me $20 though.
One of our viewers is just going to be sitting there kind of scrolling through Cornhub and then, click on a video. They're going to get themselves all prepared and ready. And they'll be like, is that fucking Enigma? Is that Enigma? Right? So
no, it's not fucking Enigma. It's Enigma fucking.
Yeah, it's Enigma getting fucked. It's two different things.
Two different things.
Right. Welcome to the show, guys, where we try to demonetize ourselves as quickly as possible. So,
hey, man.
We had a record last show, so
yeah.
If you can't, if you're not monetized, then you don't got to worry about it. Like it's already it's done.
That's the way we stay undercover, people. That's our secret. Well, welcome in, everybody. And again, if you are listening to us live, we appreciate you guys being here. If you can't listen to us live, you have to leave. Go to anchor.fm /prepatch podcast. You can catch us there. You can download us on any of your podcasting apps, and you can catch the video on Spotify as well. So you can go and actually watch the VOD right on Spotify. So if you want to do that there, or across one of our channels.
We're a few episodes behind. I was not able to upload. I was going to upload them this week, but
we had shit internet.
Yeah.
But so. we're on to bigger and better things now. So
bigger and better. So yeah, so we're gonna jump right into it, guys. I think this week we're pretty clear on Twitch news, right? I don't think there was anything Twitch and YouTube really related.
No, not that I can think
not
of.
Drama wise, no, I don't think so.
No, I think it was, it was pretty straightforward.
We can take this moment to say happy birthday to
you?
Mr. What's his name? No, I mean me, yes, but
his enigma's
birthday. Who was it?
Happy birthday to me.
I forgot. No, Clint Eastwood. Turned 92.
92.
Is he a listener?
92, bro.
Is Clint Eastwood one of our listeners?
Yes.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Clint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. If you can still hear at 92, do you even give a fuck about birthdays when you're that old?
Man, Clint Eastwood, even at 92, is an impressive guy. Like, so like he's still moving around. He's still doing his shit, man. Like, I want to be that active when I hit 92. That's crazy.
Dude, I got a grandmother that's 98 years old that's still like going out dancing, going to fucking bingo and parlors and shit like that. I'm like, dude, go get it.
Let's be real. Me and you, at least, Sen, we're probably gonna die at like 62 of a heart attack because of how much fucking times we scream at each other. And
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna be frozen.
Our cholesterol levels are probably off the charts.
I'm gonna be frozen, just so you know. I will not be buried, and I sure as fuck will not be cremated because that's never happening to some of my people.
You don't want to rise out of the dead like a zombie, man. I think
I want to be frozen. So that's what I want. That or Transcendence. I know it was a really shitty movie, but the theory is an actual really sound theory. I like the idea.
I mean, you give Daddy Musk enough time, and we might be uploading ourselves into robots. So you know.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I can get in with what did I just do? There we go. Amber Heard's crew. I moved a thing. I fucked all the video up.
You guys saw Craig. We've all got to kill you. We've got to kill you. You've seen Craig now.
There we go. All right, there we go. Well, now I know. Okay. Well, let's get into the show, guys. So we're gonna move over. Normally, we spend some time talking about YouTube news, Twitch news, but there's really nothing out there, right now going on.
Pretty tame couple weeks.
Yeah,
good job, Twitch. Good job, YouTube. Actually, you didn't fuck up.
That's surprising.
Pretty shocking, to be 100% honest. So
yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna move into. I'm tweaking. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm like moving stuff. My perfection.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Sounds like Sin's gonna be a voice actor here.
Yeah, he's gonna be the one doing the hentai rolls.
That's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into what we're playing, and actually this is the first week in a long time that we've not got a billion games to really talk about. This is we've only
don't have a billion games to talk.
I was about to say
that's kind of fair.
I think that instead of this being the section where it's what we're playing, it should just be what Sin's playing.
Well, okay, fine. It's what I'm playing. I can't help I can't help that I'm the only fucking one that is like legitimately playing new video games. Fuck y'all. Y'all can get out of here.
That's because you have the budget for it, man.
I mean, we all have jobs.
If you want to buy me video games, I'll play as many video games as you want for the show.
I mean, my reasoning behind it is because I legitimately couldn't play any video.
But yeah, you have no qualms. I understand that. But so if you've been in my channel for a while, the last couple of days, really since Tuesday of last week, you guys have been seeing this game called Sniper Elite. And it's Sniper Elite 5. It is by Rebellion Studios. Obviously, they've made a bunch of these. This is not something that's new or anything like that. But this is actually my first foray into the Sniper Elite. Now, I played Zombie Army. They have like a horde mode zombie game that you can play, which is really fun.
I thought you said you'd played all of them.
Not the Sniper Elites, no. I hadn't played any of them. No, this is my first jump into it. So,
gotcha.
What you're seeing here is actually the multiplayer of Sniper Elite 5, which did not go into the game expecting a very good multiplayer period. Like I was not expecting a good multiplayer experience, because a lot of times like these types of games, especially when they're like niched out, or when they are like I don't know, these types of shooters, like third person shooters, are very hard to get right. They're very difficult to actually do well, and then when you're adding sniping involved, like it's even harder. And so I was not expecting a very good, competent shooter. I am extremely surprised. I've already dumped like several hours into it, like almost max rank in the game, and I'm having a blast with it. It's a lot of fun, man. Like they have different modes and different different setups. Like you can do a no cross mode, which is, and we are gonna talk. There's a single player, and I'll talk about that too. But there is on the multiplayer side, you have no cross, which is basically you can't run front. Like there's an area that is basically a no man's zone. You can't cross it, and you have to snipe the entire time. There's team deathmatch, there's free for all. There is a squad based mode, which is 4v4 v4v4. And then they have, I think that's it. And then they have variations of those game modes. So you can do like run and gun and custom modes. You can add like wind and, you know, all this other kind of stuff.
How many maps are there?
So there's only 4 maps. So there are some definitely detrimental things to the game, right? Like there's 4 maps. I haven't really ran into any kind of like super crazy bugs. But there's things like that are just really weird that are not in the game, right? Like one of the things is like you can't have a regular lobby. So like I can't go and be like myself, Scruffy, like us 4 go into a pregame lobby, and then I can take us into a game. I have to go. One of us has to go find a game, and then we have to join in on that game. So there's a lot of times and a lot of instances where you'll have situations where like lobbies will fill up too quick and you can't get in. So that's kind of annoying and very odd for this day and age. There is a thing too, like where it doesn't have active host migration. So basically what happens is if the host leaves the game, then you basically get screwed. And so the game restarts or it just quits and kicks you back to the main screen. When people actually do stay, the game is fun. I mean, it's very much of a, I am like, there are things out there that are touting this as being like a very like accurate, super realistic sniper game. I'm not going to argue. Like, I'm not going to argue that is absolutely false. Like, the single player maybe like in certain, like I know me and Scruffy played single player for like I mean, I don't even know if it was an hour, but like a couple, like a little bit. And I really do want to get into that because you can play the single player completely co-op, which is awesome. You can also invade and play it like a Dark Souls invasion kind of mode where you jump in. It lets you know that,
and that's brand new to this version too. Like they've never had anything like that in the previous versions of Sniper Elite. So
yeah, which it looks really cool and really fun. Like you can invade, like I said, go into their world. The cool thing about doing the invasion stuff, and I wish I had video footage of that, of me doing it, but when you go in the invasion mode, you're just dropped in, and you're not like, the way that you play the single player campaign is basically like very a la like Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid, where you're 5, where you're dropped into a world. It's basically your playground. And so you're within this area, and it's a fairly large map, large area, right? I wouldn't say it's like massive, but it's not tiny. And there's different objectives that the co-op, the campaign players are trying to get done. You as an Axis soldier pop in as one of the snipers, and you have your loadout. You can build your loadout going into it. You go in, and then you're using intel that is going on around the map. So like if a soldier spots somebody or an alarm is set off, you're notified of that. You have like phones that you can use, but only after a certain time frame. It's like, I think 3 minutes into the game. You can use like a telephone system where you can phone somebody to say, hey, do this. You can order people around to go, hey, I need you on watch here. I need you here. Kind of thing. But you're very Predator-esque, right? You're out there hunting, you know, the people that are trying to complete the mission. And so, you know, it's a really
there's cool like crafting and looting as well in it.
Yeah,
which is pretty neat.
Yep. So, you know, all together, the game is a very well put together package. It's not $60 worth, in my opinion. Even though I'm having a blast with it, I wouldn't spend 60 on it.
It's Game Pass for $1 worth for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Game Pass. I think it's a great Game Pass game. I think that if this game, and I think releasing at $60 really hurt this game, you know, because I'm running into people in the multiplayer that I'm playing over and over again, right? I'm seeing the same people constantly. Now again, I am dumping a lot of time into this. I'm also
I feel like this is one of those games though that like the multiplayer side of it is kind of niche.
Yeah, it is.
Like how you had like multiplayer in like Uncharted or I don't know, Killzone or those games. You know, the multiplayer side was never the main target audience. You know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a, you know, there are people that try to play it like Call of Duty, and it's not that, right? But also too, at the same time, like I have gotten to a point now where I don't play it like a sniping game. Like if you come in and watch me, I'm literally running around in a fucking circle trying to find someone that's gonna you know, quote unquote glint, so I can see exactly where you're at, and my titles and how I play. Like if you glint, you're gonna die. Like that's just how I. This is my moment to brag. Like I am very, very good at the game to the point that I literally get kicked from at least 3 or 4 matches a night because people think I'm cheating.
Turn off the reticle and you're not.
Even on the reticle, man, I'm still getting booted from the game. So you know, and that right there, what you just saw was a great representation of that. Someone glints, they instantly die, right? So there is a learning curve to the game. It is not realistic. Like it is not the super hyper realistic game that people are touting that it is. Even in the single player mode, I don't think Scruffy, like I did not get a feeling of being like this super crazy, ultra realistic kind of thing.
They've honestly
They dumbed it down.
They've dumbed it down a lot.
Yeah.
Dumbed it down a lot, even from the last Sniper Elite. I played the last like 4, and granted,
since like 3, they've dumbed it down since then.
Ever since 3, they've been basically just rinse and repeating the same mechanics. Like it's just the same game. This one they've added a couple of new things, and obviously like the Dark Souls invasion stuff I think is a nice addition. But they have never had this like the glint system and the reticle system. It just makes this game completely fucking easy in my eyes.
I keep fucking with it.
The reticle system was what threw me off whenever I was watching it. Like
it's easy mode.
Being able to judge your distance on shots, just
well, not just judge, but you can actually tell when you're actually centered on somebody when it turns red.
It goes red. Yeah,
it's fun for someone who wants an arcade sniper shooter, but for someone who wants more of a realistic sniping sim, it's probably not their forte.
No, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm looking forward to playing it. It literally released the day that my internet went out, and so I kind of got fucked over on that. But I've been watching Sin play it, and I'm like, okay, this looks fun. It's definitely not a sniper.
It's a round, so it's a fuck around. Yeah, like it's
low key. Watching this, I thought it was made by the World of Tanks or World of Warships people. It just has that kind of a feel to it.
Yeah.
And then I looked up the price tag and I was like, holy shit, this looks like it should be like a free
it does
game.
Honestly, like
seeing the glints come through the tree leaves and everything, that's
like a bad game, but it has that like free to play feel to it.
That is one of my biggest complaints, and me and Sin have gone back and forth while I'm lagging my balls off trying to watch his fucking stream at 1.5 megabytes a second, you know. We're sitting there going back and forth about the glint system, and I think you said that you agree with me that the glint system is a little fucky.
So the thing about it, where it comes in, right, and I said this last night, is that you either have the glint turned on and no kill cam, right, because there is the Call of Duty kill cam system, or you turn the glint off and you turn the kill cam on. Like one of the two has to happen. The reason I say that, right, is because yes, you can go into this like it's called authentic mode. You can go to an authentic mode and play, but what you get is basically people just literally sitting somewhere and not moving an inch, and ever like they will just like you'll get shot, don't know where you're shot from, and they'll never move. So you have games that, you know, and if that's your game style, that's your cup of tea. Like I'm not knocking you for it because it is a sniper game. I get that. Like it is a game of like hide and seek and stuff. But the issue is that you're literally sitting for 20 minutes and it'll be a game of 3 versus 3.
Two very different styles. It's like Arma and Daisy style for the authentic mode, and then like the sniper mode's like almost a Call of Duty esque.
Right. And again, I think the glint, like adds. I think I don't have a problem with glint, right? I think that sometimes it's overdone. Now there is a mode, and I don't know what I don't know the setting that I saw, but there is and I played in a game where it was only a glint if the person was aiming at you, which makes sense, right? If you think about the world of sniping and the way glass would work, like if you're looking at someone, you know, if someone is looking at you with a scope, right, there's going to be a chance that it's going to catch, you know, a sun reflection and glint. So fine with that.
If they're out in the open, like the ones that fucking make me laugh is when they're in the dead of a fucking building. There's no way that there's any sun fucking beating on that fucking glint or that glass, and you still see it glint.
Yeah, no,
I
mean
that's one thing that always cracks me up about the like, and I've hated that since they added it into the Battlefield as well. Is like you're in the darkest fucking reaches of a cave, and you're still sitting there glinting like one.
Right. Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's well, like, and you're seeing it right here, right? Like, people are literally aiming at me, and it's just like glint, 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 glint. Now I'm missing shots, but like, it is a situation where like it's, it can be overdone, and I get that, right? But it's how do you balance it? Because if you go into a mode, like I said, where it's complete authentic, no one's moving, no one's doing anything, and it literally is. The score ends up being 3 to 4, right? Because no one's moved an inch, right? So I don't know.
And that's when
comes back to the play style. I mean, there's certain satisfaction of getting those like crucial like kills, whether it not be a high number of kills, but the actual
that's what I was about to
put
say,
into the kills.
It really bases how you're gonna play it. So like when I want to play a fucking sniper game, I'm going more towards like an Arma style where you have to know what the distance is, what the air travel speed is on the weapon that you're
all that.
Yeah, they're not going to go that depth. they definitely do not go that.
They have that in this game. They have that in this game. It does have the bullet drop and everything like that in this game.
Yeah,
it's
got bullet drop.
That's the thing. These maps are like 500 meters at most, and that's still going to give you like a second bullet time.
And that's where that when I was talking about that 2x scope that doesn't glint, I'm like, dude, you could easily on half these maps, if not pretty much all of these maps, you could use that 2x scope with ease. Especially if you have the little reticle that tells you when you're right on dot. Because I watched you multiple times use that scope without any issue, even from long distances.
Oh no, I mean you can. It definitely benefits you to do it. But the game, like, here's what I'll say: the game is not going to have like, it's got bullet drop, yes. It has wind speed, yes. Does it do it to the point of like an authentic, realistic shooter? Like, if you're getting this because you want an authentic sniper experience, you're not going to get it in the multiplayer at all. This is a very arcadey style, game.
That's fine.
But it is still a very. I don't want to diminish it because it's still a fun experience, right? Like, I still like. The game modes that I love are the ones where people don't just go around with the fucking Thompson and that's it. Like, and they're actually using, like, they're sniping. The game is fucking called Sniper Elite. That's what it's about. It's about sniping, and those kind of things. So I enjoy it for that experience. I'm having a good time with it. I do. There are not enough maps. Like, 4 maps is nothing. No. Like, there's
more, bigger scale. Too, would be nice.
They said that there's 4. They're bringing out 4 new maps that are supposed to come out within the next couple of weeks. And so that to me tells me that they're on the cutting room floor. You held them back.
Please, no more of that. I don't know. The only map I played in multiplayer was that factory one. That map is, I think, god awful. I don't like it.
So I've come around to it. I've enjoyed it more. But I've changed my play style on it.
But that's the thing, is like you have to change your play style for this one map in a sniper game. I don't know. I think
and the problem with it is that you and I are kind of the same way when it comes to sniper games, Scruffy. Like, we want the longer distance. We want to sit down and actually
take out your rangefinders or whatever.
And figure out where they're at. Yeah. So that's the one of the worst parts about it is it's like it's not actually catering to the kind of people that want to play a sniper elite.
And I don't think it has since 3. So that's
it really hasn't. Yeah.
I mean, and I know we're getting a night map that's gonna happen. Which I'm interested to see how glint works on a night map.
Glint's gonna be exactly like it is right now.
So that's gonna be a little weird. But then we're supposed to be getting a map that is supposed to be larger, but I don't know larger by what sense. Does that mean it's 700 meters? Does that mean it's 800 meters? Because the most I've shot from one end to another end of a map, which is the largest map I think is Landing Zone. that you can get on and do cross meters. And the highest I've ever gotten was 401. Like that's the highest I could get. So but your scopes go all the way up to 600 meters. So I don't. But they're single player scopes. So it's like that's built for single player, not for multiplayer.
Zero in this game though.
So what's up?
So it doesn't matter though. You don't have to zero.
No, I mean, so
game does it all for you.
Game does it for you.
If that is it's turned on, but I don't know. Anyway, the game is fun. It's a good time. Is it worth $60? Absolutely not. You can get it on Game Pass. Get it on Game Pass. It is on Steam. It is crossplay. It is not cross progression. So if you do play on Game Pass and you go to buy it on Steam, you will not be able to move your stuff over.
Or why is there's no party? So just crossplay throughout like lobbies.
It's cross. It's.
Can you play with like consoles?
Yeah.
And
So you can play with consoles. You can't invite console players into your match. Like you can't invite them in. Just because there's no friends list like that. It's Xbox. I mean, well, okay, I take it back. Yes, so I'm playing on my Game Pass. I can have Xbox friends, but I can't have my Steam friends. They would have to have Game Pass. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah,
but I can still play with Steam players. Yeah, there are weird things about it that are just like, why is this a thing?
That's so weird.
But anyway, that's what we've been playing. Also, well, I can take a second. I do want to bring up. I did play, and I'll take the video off of this because it's not this, but
I have one thing I can talk about real quick.
Okay, sure.
Oh, you can do what you're gonna do.
Okay, so I officially finished Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and got to the end game of that, and that experience. What I'll tell you is that game, it's really good, but at the end it gets to a point where it almost feels like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it was just like, fuck me, man, like you're just taking too long, right? Like this is just going way beyond what it needs to, and it should have just wrapped up and been done, because there's several times where it's like, this should be the end. Oh, but wait, there's a twist, and it's like, god damn it, like, okay, like why is this here? Why are we doing this? Like, or whatever. And then it gets to a point too where like they're just throwing so many enemies at you that you're literally just dying, and like you're getting death saves, but you're just dying. But it's just so much. Like it gets to a point where it's literally so annoying because you're trying to get a mission done, and the respawn rate on these enemies is happening so fast. It's like you walk out of a building, go in there to finish a mission, walk back out, and the whole fucking lobby is respawned, and you're like, okay, I got to go back through all of this shit again. And there's not enough.
Your character was very much a glass cannon as well, though.
Well, even so, I've respected my character, and I'm still having that issue where I'm not a glass cannon anymore. I've built specifically for this kind of mode, and it's still a pain in the ass. Like that tuning is off. Like there's something about it that is just off, because it's not even like I respect respawn rates perfectly fine. This is like you go into another room and it's like the game thinks that you phased out and phased back in. So it's like, oh, we got to populate everything again. And so it like repopulates these fucking elite enemies. That is a pain in the ass to deal with sometimes. So, but the end game is a lot. I'm doing a lot of the end game, like the chaos dungeons and stuff like that. That's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's an awesome experience. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, just wanted to mention I finished it.
Cool.
Bill.
I have been playing the X Defiant play sessions.
Well, can you talk about that?
I can.
Do we need to close our blinds and make sure that anybody in our house isn't around to talk about this?
If you want to be.
I had to, man.
They're just forbidding pictures and like video and streaming of it right now, but I've been playing the play sessions. If you got into the beta whenever it originally was released, you're getting access to play sessions and stuff.
I got an email from them the other day, and I was like, I'm good, bro.
As they're modifying the game, so it's improved quite a bit from the beta. They've done a few things that are a little bit weird with it. They changed the logo of it first and foremost to a more like.
It's not XD anymore.
It's still X Defiant XD, but it doesn't have like the spray paint like street art style logo. It's just more of a like standard generic shooter logo, which I liked the other one better, and that direction has kind of phased into all other aspects of the game. They've taken some of the cartooniness out of the characters in the game itself and stuff. They've made the factions look a lot more like realistic and more like military based.
So
The weirdest faction
essentially,
that they have right now is the Outcasts. The Outcasts still made it in from
Division.
Division. So you still have your Pyro Boys, but they look more Pyro Boyish than say like a Borderlands character with like a flamethrower on his back and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
And they
essentially, they've taken Tom Clancy's name and actually are trying to take it seriously now.
I mean, they removed Tom Clancy's name from the
Oh,
project.
did they?
It's no
Okay,
longer
good.
Tom Clancy's X Defiant. It's just
Well, that's
it's just Ubisoft X Defiant.
that's good because I know that was one thing that pissed me off about the game was that they had absolutely fuck all to do with Tom Clancy.
They took Tom Clancy's name out whenever they did the title change,
I'm
like
glad
the logo change.
they
The
definitely
Outcast
need
faction,
to stop milking that shit. It's ridiculous.
the Outcast faction has been completely removed. So you're like the
Ones were
Plague
those?
Doctor.
Can't remember.
They were the healers.
Stinky Boy.
They were the healers. They had the beehive that you threw down and the totem that prevented you from dying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They've been removed. They've been replaced with the fuck, I can't remember what the name is. The Libertad, I think, from Far Cry 5 or whatever the newest Far Cry was. The faction that the main character of that game is from. They're the new healer faction.
Is it like kind of the same deal, or are they like totally revamped healers?
It's a revamp. So they still have the same passive where if you're near a healer, you start healing up faster than what you would not being near a healer. It increases your heal up speed. Their skills are a little bit different. Instead of having like the beehive that you throw down, that if an enemy's in the beehive, they take damage, but if you're in the beehive, you heal. It's just a heal grenade. So you toss it down and it does like a splash of heal to your team. And then their ult is like a cloud that they throw down like a canister, and it like makes a cloud in a spot that will like stay as a permanent like heal zone for a little bit.
Seeing some similarities to Overwatch, maybe just coincidence, because a lot of these shooters do the same stuff. But
yeah, but they've mainly been working on balancing and stuff. The kill times, that kind of stuff. It's been interesting to see it go from like play session to play session because they're doing weekly play sessions on it. I'm not able to get in on every single one of them, but they're seem to be taking it pretty seriously. And it's going to be a free to play shooter when it comes out, so I'm happy to see them taking it as seriously as they are.
Yeah. Do we have a date yet? Or anywhere close to a date?
Nope, no date.
Interesting.
Right now, they're still working on balancing and stuff like that. They just introduced the healer faction last play session because they wanted to get the kill times and the like basics of the game, weapon designs and stuff factored in before they throw the healer into the mix.
How do they affect the kill times? Are they higher or lower?
They have increased them slightly. The fights seem to take a little bit longer to finish out. With a few weapon exceptions that they seem to have brought down in that respect. So it seems like they want the game to have like a not quite like Apex like style kill times. It's more along the lines of like some of the older Call of Duties, I think would be most accurate. Modern Call of Duty has a pretty fast kill time as well. It's a little bit longer than Modern Call of Duty.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, you're also too, Scruffy. I know you started playing a little bit of Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, and I was probably going to talk about that in a few more play sessions, but me and my boy Nate just started playing it, and it's a good time, man. I thoroughly enjoyed the old times playing Lego Star Wars on our DSs. We used to sit on our porch and connect on the DS and play that shit. It was always a good time, and this new one's fun, and it's actually like it's it just holds up still like really well, and they've made it look like 10 times better. There's still a lot of like fun gags and stuff, a lot of new characters, and I'm not even familiar with like all the new Lego or all the new Star Wars stuff, but they got all that in there too. So I'm excited to play through it some more. And I'll probably show some gameplay off here in a couple podcasts from now. We gotta set it up a bit better, but it's a good time.
Oh, I did play a game called Dwarve that I played for about an hour.
I didn't touch it.
I don't know, man. It's look, it's you can go back and watch one of my VODs if you really want to check this game out, but it's a dungeon crawler tower defense game. I'll just leave it at that. Like, and you're moving around and throwing down like these different turrets. It is not my cup of tea. It's a cool take on the tower defense mode, like where you're able to just kind of again, you're not like locked into like a certain track the way that the enemies move. Like it's very free form, free flowing. So it's like I think it's coined as like a roguelike dungeon defender or a dungeon crawler.
Like Orcs Must Die, but it's 2D
Kinda,
pixel based.
It's pixel based, and like you know, I think even in Orcs Must Die, don't you still have like certain places you can only place things?
Yeah, but that one was also I think co-op, and this one isn't.
No, this is single player. So I don't know.
Oh.
The music's great. I love the soundtrack. It's a really cool music, and I like the graphics of the game, but the gameplay is just not my cup of tea. But you can check it out, Dwarve, if you really want.
Game too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, moving on to the news section. We're actually going to be able to show off some stuff. So I'm going to show off kind of some of the stuff that we were talking about. But it's Thursday, man. It is June 2nd, and we cannot not announce that the best mobile ARPG game on PC in the world has ever seen is officially out. Diablo Immortal. If you have phones, why are you not playing? Actually, I don't even know why you're fucking here listening to our podcast. You should be playing this game. Like,
download it right now.
Yeah, it's.
I actually did play it.
I'm
I
actually
heard
playing
it's really good, actually. I heard it's surprisingly decent.
It's good. It's not terrible, but it's definitely a mobile game.
A mobile game.
So here's what I have watched. Pretty much all day I've been watching this game being played. And sure, you know what? If it's
Why
one of
would
those,
you do
because I wanted to be able to talk about it. And also too, if you look at most people right now playing games, like if they're the Path of Exile or Lost Ark players, they're playing this, right? So I'm gonna go through the good, then I'm gonna go to the bad. The good, it's a mobile, it's a Diablo game that works and functions well. It handles, from what I've heard, it handles well on phones. It's another step in the right direction on a phone game. When you're looking at
on my phone, I was able to play it at I mean I had it on low settings, but I was able to play it at 60 FPS and not have any issues.
Right.
I was just playing it on low because of the battery. So
as a mobile game to play, it's another option. I think it's cool, right? But also too, I think we have to look at the fact of like you have games like Ni no Kuni that came out on phones that is supposed to be really, really good. You've got Genshin Impact, which is out there. It's also really good.
That might be good.
Yeah, but they're different games. Like it's like comparing apples to oranges. Like this.
Well, I'm talking about like what we would. I'm not saying that they are the same. I'm saying that you talk about like
the landscape scale games on phones
the
in
landscape
general,
of what's buying for your time, right? Like if you look at like things that are buying for your time that are big, what I would kind of quote as AAA style games for mobile phones. You know, this is one of them. How it compares to those, I don't know. I mean, personally, I think that like Genshin is probably like the peak of like tip of the mountain, like what you look for in like a mobile game that's really kind of like this. I think they've done a really good job. But again, it functions, it plays well from everything I've heard.
I don't know, man. Yeah, like from everything that I've played, and granted, I only played like 15-20 minutes of it. Like it ran well and like it wasn't terrible. Like the skills, it all felt good. And
I'm not saying again play well.
I was about to say, granted, again, I'm on a shitty phone. Like my phone is by far not the best phone to be playing this type of video game. But like even at like low settings, it still played well. It still functioned well.
Well, I'm not saying it's
they throw fucking microtransactions at you every 2 fucking seconds. It's ridiculous.
Here's the I'll still say some of the good, right? The good thing is that there is cross progression, right? So like you're all like as you play on your phone, you can take your account over to your PC, play on there. That's cool, right? Would this be a game that I would play on my PC and like mainline in PC? From what I've heard, people say it plays better than Diablo 3. But I don't know. I mean, when you have games like Path of Exile, when you do have games like Lost Ark and things like that, like it's, I mean, again, it's Diablo experience, sure. But I don't know if I'd play it on my computer as a mainline game. Here's the bad. You want to hear the bad? Here's the bad. It was figured up and shown that max level to be competitive and to be in like the tier that you like, what you would like top tier, right? $102,370. That is the cost of what it takes to get to top tier. $102,370.
If you want to just buy max level.
If you want to, when you get to max level, like to be competitive in that space. So like one right out of the gate, they throw a microtransaction at you that is cost $1.
Yeah.
Right. They tell you, hey, it's $1, you know, for $1. And if you don't do this, you're going to be like 800% worse, like worse off. Like the loot, I think I forgot the wording that they use, but I know the number 800% is in there.
Or something.
What's up?
Is it like affect your loot luck or something like that?
I think
it's like your stats and shit like that, like your luck, your stats and everything like that. Like it affects. It's essentially like
you're immediately buying stats.
Premium. Yeah, it's essentially like buying premium or more or less. So
right.
Then that's what as soon as I saw that, I was just like, okay, whatever, Blizzard.
Stop this download.
Then $1 like one time $1, or is it like a $1?
It's a one time. It's a one time $1. So then you play the game. You get, you know, you're getting 4, 5, 6. You get to about, I think it's like level like 16, 17 ish. Then they go, oh hey, battle pass. Right? There's a battle pass that you can get. This is going to get you even more loot. This is going to get you even more currency. And by the way, it's going to get you cosmetics and higher tier on your attributes.
Nowadays, a battle pass is the only kind of microtransactions that I kind of tolerate.
I don't have problem with battle passes when it's only cosmetics. I have a problem with battle passes when it says that the stuff that you're getting in the battle pass is going to,
it's directly
is going to directly
your gear.
Right, your gear score, and things. Yeah. So again, here's what I'll say about it. Like Genshin Impact, you could dump thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars into Genshin Impact. Absolutely, right? And did we rail into Genshin Impact terribly difficult, terribly hard? Not necessarily, but the thing about it that I think that bugs me about this is that it's so just blatantly, they're like, hey, spend money. Hey, spend money. Hey, you haven't spent money in like the last like 15 seconds. Do you want to spend some money? It's not like this idea of saying, hey, you could, like, I theoretically, yes, you could essentially do it all on your own without ever spending a dime. But it's very in your face. I mean, they are shoving it down your throats. The one thing that I will give this game over games like what's it called? Genshin Impact and shit, is that Genshin Impact is a gacha game. There's no guarantee that you're going to get something out of Genshin Impact when you swipe that credit card, right? You swipe that credit card, you get a certain amount of chance to get whatever you're looking for. Whereas this game, you get whatever you pay for, essentially. So if you pay for a cosmetic, you get that cosmetic. Right.
If you pay for this, you get this, right? Like there's no RNG loot box bullshit. I mean, not that I've seen, at least. There might be a loot boxes. I can't remember exactly.
Well,
after, like I said, after I saw that first one, I played for like another 15 minutes and was like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, there was, I know it's banned in, I think they couldn't release in 2 countries or 3 countries because it fell under a loot box mechanic. And I don't know if that's because there are loot boxes in it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't doubt it.
On there.
But I did look at their shop, and they do have a cosmetic shop. Like 100% they have a cosmetic shop. You can go in there, buy whatever the fuck you want to, and you get whatever the fuck you bought. Yeah. So in saying that, with Genshin Impact, at least, I think it's a little bit better than Genshin Impact, simply because with Genshin Impact, you're never guaranteed that you're actually going to get whatever you're looking for, right? It's always an RNG chance that you get whatever you.
Is there co-op?
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yeah. It's if I remember correctly, it's all online, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all online.
Like instanced.
So the way that it works is, the way it works is that you see people around. It's very a la Dark Souls. You see ghosts, you see images of people around the world, they are not interacting in your game unless they are brought into your party. So now it will tell you like there's a rift open in the section, like an area that's open. So like, look, this is all tests for Diablo 4, right? This idea of like having this kind of like semi-open or semi shared experience is just testing for Diablo 4, because it'll let you alert to say, hey, there's something that's been opened here. Do you want to go and join in on this thing? And you still have to be invited in. You still have to get into it, but it is, you see people actively roaming around, but it's like a Souls game. You just see their ghost and their name. But you can invite up to 4, I think, is the max that you're allowed to have in it.
That's normal, right? For Diablo, I think.
Yeah. Was it 4 or 3?
I'll say like
4.
I'll what's that?
I think it's 4, right? 4 is the max that Diablo's ever had.
I think so, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, 4 was the max, I think, and that was updated in 3, if I remember correctly. Because prior to that, I think you can only
I don't think there's PvP in this. If I'm not, I don't. I'd have to go back.
Seen any
I'd have to go back and check, because if there is PvP, like that's the other side of it. Like, and again, in reality, like if you don't want to spend $1 and then there's no PvP, you're not like, yes, someone that's spending more money is going to get shit faster and better and quicker and whatever. Like, it has not come out yet that I know of as whether or not that you absolutely cannot obtain that higher tier gear without paying. That's what we are waiting.
I'm sure that you
out.
can. It's just going to take you an obscenely long time to do so.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's
sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad, considering the fact that, again, I'm just happy that they brought it to the PC, because again, outside of actual Diablo 4, whenever the fuck that's going to release, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to release. As far as I know, the last that we heard, it was paused indefinitely. We don't actually know when that's fucking coming out. This is the only fucking Diablo title that we have for the foreseeable future, and it's sad because it's a franchise that's starved as is of content.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get a pay to win mobile game.
Diablo 3 came out in what, 2012, 2013?
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make a shit ton of money. I'll tell you right now, man. People are.
They will. They've already made a shit ton of money. 100% guaranteed.
Because I'm telling you right now, and from a marketing standpoint, it's fucking genius to be like, oh hey, for $1, like literally out of the gate, download, log in for $1, you're gonna get 800% more stuff just for $1. Even if every they people only do that ever, they're gonna make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars just from that, because it's like, oh, it's $1. Fuck it, I can do $1. I'm not like, I'll toss $1 away, and I guarantee that they've probably topped at least well over I'd say probably 2 million people downloading this game. Like,
well, they partnered with NetEase, and NetEase is one of the biggest mobile game developers pretty much out there ever.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, like they have a lot of practice in absolutely sucking your wallet dry on these fucking mobile apps.
The sad thing is, like you said, and like I've watched, the game looks fun. Like it looks like it's actually,
honestly,
it's an enjoyable
like
experience.
I have to bite my tongue, because like I was not excited for this game. I was one of the people that was like, oh, you don't have phones? Yeah, I'm not going to download it, so you can fuck off. But I did download it to check it out, because again, don't know when the fuck Diablo 4 is coming out. We have no clue. So this is the only newest fucking Diablo franchise that we have for the foreseeable future, and it's honestly not terrible. Like the gameplay is pretty smooth. It's not the best. You can definitely tell it's a mobile game. Like you can. There's no hiding it. They developed it as a mobile game, but
well, and that's it's getting knocked pretty hard on PC because of that. They're like, this look like you could have at least done up the UI to not make it fucking look like it's just copy pasta, because that's what it is.
100% just looks like a copy pasta mobile game that NetEase has made in the past. But the graphics look good, gameplay feels good. The voice acting is on par with any other Diablo game. Like Diablo's never been one of those game franchises that people have complained about, right? Other than that they don't make enough of them. So
I think that's sad, I think that's it. Like that's you hit the nail on the head. It's sad because we should have rightfully gotten a proper Diablo
Diablo
game,
4. Yeah.
And we get this. And even though this is like not a you know, a bad game. It's still a pay to win, you know, and they're shoving microtransactions down your throat, and you know, I don't know.
It's like it's so sad that, again, like I said, I am not a Blizzard person anymore. I refuse to have Blizzard launcher on my fucking computer at all.
Not on his phone.
But that's what I was about to say. But I am completely okay with playing this on my phone, and I don't know why. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just put 15 minutes into it every once in a while.
Yeah,
whatever.
I think it's a good toilet game.
And you guys can mark my words right now. And if I fucking buy anything, I want you guys to come over and like slap the shit out of me, because I am not paying every fucking thing in this game.
Did you pay the $1 though?
No.
Oh, nah, you messed up,
man. Yep, 800%, bro. I fucked.
Yeah.
Hey, if you think about it in a positive light, that's just 800% more gameplay that you get to have.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head. It's 800% more time that I have to waste in this game on my phone.
Well, and I think
added longevity.
Just so people understand too, like where this falls in Diablo lore, this is between 2 and 3. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Diablo has lore.
Yes.
Not just hack and slash.
Shut up, Bill.
I will smack you, Bill. Yeah.
Yes, it's got lore. Well, moving on to another thing that has I don't know if I want to be upset about this. If I'm happy, I mean, I'm happy that from what I'm seeing, it happened and got canceled. I don't know if I have said it for a long time. I want fucking Marvel Heroes back. Please, somebody give me Marvel Heroes back. But what we were gonna get and are no longer gonna get was this Marvel MMO that you guys have on screen right now, and these are screenshots from the amazing Marvel MMO that Daybreak Studios was putting together. Thank God this got canceled. Like this.
That's what I was trying to tell you when we were talking about it in the podcast yet. I was like, if you in your right mind thought that you were gonna get Marvel Heroes from fucking Daybreak.
No, I just thought I was gonna get something.
Fortnite and Pixar had a baby and just spat this out.
It looks terrible, man.
So bad, so bad.
Whoa. If it's Pixar inspired, at least we can get some like thick hip mommy characters on there.
Yeah.
Thick hip mommies and the skinny chads.
That's what we were taught when I showed this to Sin and Tony. We were saying this looks like what was that Pixar Heroes with the stretchy girl?
Big Hero 6?
No,
the stretchy girl.
The Incredibles. The Incredibles.
It looks like Incredibles, dude.
Yeah,
100%.
The sad thing. Okay, the sad thing is that, you know, Marvel, like it's so easy, man. Like it really is not difficult to get this right, and I don't understand where
nobody can.
Right, like. For fuck's sake, man, you literally have at this point we're getting close to almost 100 years, almost 100 years, and just understand that we have 80 years plus of fucking Marvel history that we are sitting on right now that you could easily get lore from, right? You don't have to do anything special. Marvel Heroes, and I say it like if you've never played Marvel Heroes, I've spoken about it a lot. It is a top-down isometric MMO experience. It was phenomenal. They got pulled because Disney bought because this was around when Disney started to buy up the license. Disney bought the license, consolidated everything, and shut it all down. Right. So and
then they made all Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, and then they give it over to Sony and Crystal Dynamics to cuck us up on that one and give us what we got. So like, it's not hard. Even the DC Universe Online is still I'm not gonna say it's a successful, super successful, but it's
competent.
It's got a player base and it's still functioning and going. I can say that. I can't say that about WildStar. Like, why is this so hard? Like, come on. And then this is what you give me? Like, thank God someone had the foresight to go, hey, bro, don't you fucking do it.
I'm honestly just surprised that Daybreak canceled it, but then again, I don't know why I'm surprised considering they canceled EverQuest Next as well. Like
EverQuest Next was actually looking dope too.
Yeah, and that's what like EverQuest Next actually looked good. Like this doesn't look great. EverQuest Next had some fucking potential, but they were like, nah, it's not fun.
Right here, I'm looking at though, like you could choose your faction between X-Men.
Well, like the base, like the structure of it, and like the back end of it looks like it could have been cool. Like it could have been awesome. Like you can pick Avengers, X-Men, Shield,
product,
Fantastic Four, everything.
Product was not there.
Yeah, if this is what the character looked like, what the fuck do you think the world looked like? Like the world design, I don't know, man.
I'm just associating that with like what would Iron Man have looked like?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Which dimension is this? I don't know.
This is the chibi shitty dimension.
The
That's
Pixar,
fucking,
the Pixar dimension.
I don't. It's just as I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. And the other problem is too
it
is
could
that
have been cool though, man. Like it really could have been. Like we give this thing shit for like what it looks like, but like honestly, if they would have polished it a little bit more, maybe made it a little bit less.
Bro, this is not the type of MMO that this is not what I want from a Marvel MMO.
I'm just saying, man, if they would have polished it just a little more and then like released it, they could have worked on it. It might have been good.
I'm honestly thinking it's really just the character model and the style that they went with, because everything other than that I'm looking around looks good. It looks like it could have been cool, like, and it could have been good, but
I don't know, man. I think that there's more reasons as to why they canceled it. I think there was beyond. I think underneath, and we'll never know, right? Like the world may never know. Like how many licks does it take to get to a good MMO for Marvel? But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this and going, this looks like a chibi, shitty, like again, mobile game that might come out that just gonna have some like gotcha quick like money grab moment. We're cashing in on the name. Like I want someone to do something amazing with, you know, both Marvel and DC. Like I think I know why Disney does not like anybody fucking with their characters. Like they don't like the idea that us as players get to play with those characters and do things that like when you're talking in an MMO world. Now they'll let us play like games like the Avengers because it is very like this is structured, this is what you're gonna do, that's it. But in MMOs, like they gave one of the reasons why they canceled because they said like we don't like the fact that like these people can interact with these characters in ways that we were not meant for them to do.
Well, and the part that cracks me up about that is they don't want other people fucking with the characters, but they're completely willing to fuck up years and years and years and years and years worth of canon for their MCU and everything that they're bringing out.
Like I said, they get to fuck it up. We just don't get to fuck with it. So.
Yeah, they're completely fine with them fucking up years of canon from the creator. But
yeah,
you know, God forbid you give us a good fucking game and let us play as Iron Man and do shit that you don't feel is proper for Iron Man to do.
Well, and that's what I think. Like I look at it and I go like, why not just do like DC Universe Online does, which is like you create a new hero, a new character, like fucking City of Heroes, this shit. Like let us create the hero.
City of Heroes is amazing, man.
Yeah, like, City of Heroes. I fucking loved it, dude. City of Heroes and City of Villains, fucking phenomenal experiences. Let us create the superhero, and then you can have your characters be in that world.
You can keep your superheroes.
You know, I just don't want this.
Whatever the fuck you want them to do. Yeah.
I don't want whatever the fuck this is. I just don't want that. Like that's just not what I want in a MMO. So I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, I guess technically they are doing that for that new, what is it, the Marvel Suns?
Midnight Suns.
Marvel Midnight Suns. Aren't we creating our own character or whatever?
I think that's.
I'm pretty sure that's what if that's what I remember correctly, was that we're creating like a brand new.
That's not really an MMO. That's more of a co-op, right?
It's not, but it's still a push in that right direction, you know.
Yeah.
And before we go into state of play, that's kind of the big news. What's going to take up a good chunk of our time. There is something else that I did want to bring up. I think it's big news. I think it's important to talk about. And so if you've been following kind of what's going on with and it's not, and I say this, it's not just the Activision stuff. This has actually been a conversation that's been going on for a while, but it's always kind of been squashed. Was basically the unionization of the video game industry and the gaming industry. And talent. So if you're unfamiliar with kind of what we're talking about, the idea here is very much like the Actors Guild. They have one for voice actors. They've got one for stuntmen. It's any kind of like why am I'm blanking on the word, but like it's a oh shit, like electricians. What are they fucking called?
A union.
It's a union, but there's a term for that, and I can't think of the term right now off the top of my head. But
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it either.
Yeah. Anyway, they are kind of like professions, but there's an actual term, and I can't.
Trades?
Yeah, it's like trade skills, but it's not that. Like, anyway, we're gonna move past it because otherwise we're gonna sit here and try to figure out this fucking word.
Throwing spitballing.
You want to throw one out there, Bill?
Vocational. It's called vocational. It's vocational.
We got it.
We made it.
Jobs. So those are things like, you know, your plumbers, your carpenters, your electricians, your, you know, welders, all of these kind of things, right? Anything that's like kind of like a blue collar. I think they were unionized. Well, they also have those for actors guilds. They have those for the film society. They're rampant all over the place when it comes to you know, movies and those kind of things.
Hey, and speaking of welders, congratulations, Scruff. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were about to plug your fucking voice line. I was like, Jesus Christ.
We already plugged that earlier.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got a new job welding, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hope
Maybe he can. Never mind. All right. So Raven passed I don't know if it's legislation. I don't know what it was, but basically a contract that did get ratified for them to be able to unionize. Raven is a part of Activision. And there was a lot of worry that like Microsoft was going to go in there and basically bust them up because unions don't like, or big businesses don't like unions. It's just the way it is, right? If you don't understand that relationship, go watch The Irishman or any of the other fucking movies from like the Jimmy Hoffa days. You'll understand why. So there was really some contention there, mainly around the ideas that unions can strike and that businesses would not be able to have full control over what's going on with their workers. But at the same time, like that just means that big businesses can also screw over the workers, right? So they unionized. There's a big fear that Microsoft was not going to actually honor this. And I'll say it once, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to continue to say it. Phil Spencer is God's gift to gaming. I think he is here for the betterment of gaming culture and gaming as a whole. He was like, absolutely. He's like, I'm 100% down for this. I absolutely support this. Basically says that he does have a lack of experience in dealing with unions, but he's going to make sure he brushes up on those. But he goes, we're absolutely 100% in support of organization and for it to happen. So I think I was
looking at that. He's already taken a year time to do his research and everything about unions, which is amazing. Like this guy's awesome. To understand them better, he's already taken the time to research it.
This is so the point of being on here, why this is news, is like, what are your guys' thoughts on this, right? Like, I think we all work in different professions, inside and outside of, unionized or non-unionized industries, right? I know, Scruffy, you're a welder, right? You're working in the welding industry, right? Bill, you work in the medical field. Enigma, you're a prostitute.
Sure. My side hustle.
And so
we actually prefer the term escort these days. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, you're using your mouth in different ways. I'm happy for you. So, what are your thoughts, guys? Good, bad, and different. I mean, is there something, do you see something bad coming out of this, negative coming out of this? Do you see positive from this? What do you think? Do you think more companies are going to jump on this, because that was not a lot of video game companies have unionized workforce?
I see it as a positive and a good start. If the company wants to unionize, it comes with its perks and everything. I think it's good that it's finally being recognized with these bigger companies. So I think it's a win.
Anybody else want to chime in?
Unions are fine. I working in the hospital and stuff, and especially dealing in management and stuff, I work with our union and our union workers a lot, and it's good for the overall.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna have a very, very separate view on this, because I don't like unions. I'm not a big fan of unions. Never had good experiences with unions in my past, with working with cabinetry, working in construction, working in anything like that. Every time I've had to deal with a union, it's just been political or bureaucratical bullshit that I've had to jump through hoops to get one thing done that shouldn't have taken 3 hours, but it did because unions were involved. So I don't know.
The workers union at my hospital isn't the greatest, but I'm trying not to compare that to the overall, and I understand why the gaming sphere at least in this case, is looking at unionizing and stuff.
Yeah.
I do get the issues that have been brought up with like cram and workers being fairly compensated and stuff. And
I
all that stuff.
understand the reason behind
but the
having them.
union has to be done properly, and
but the union
very
needs to be not just for the individuals, but for the majority of the group, right? Like that's my biggest issue is like each time that I've had to deal with them, it's always been a pain in the ass because they're looking out for numero uno rather than looking out for, okay, well, this guy isn't in our union, but we still need to, he still needs to do his fucking job, but technically we're going to try and make his job harder because he's not in a union, you know?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I think it's a little bit of both, right? Like, I think, like Bill said, there's a lot of, like inappropriate things in the sense of like pay, and I say inappropriate is not the right. It's unequal, right, and not fair wages and things like that are happening inside of the gaming community. And well,
we've discussed it in length plenty of times about like like Bill said, like cramming hours that are worked. Individual people that are hired are getting paid different
bonuses, all that.
Different bonuses, different wages, simply because they're not XYZ in the level of whatever hierarchy, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, if this person can do the same thing, he should be being paid the same as this person, but he's not. Now that's where unions come into play.
Yeah, but at the same key, that's not going to stop. Like you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop like the Bobby Kodaks of the world.
It will make it better, and it will make it harder for them to do the shit that they've been pulling. But it's never going to stop.
I think you're going to find. I think what you'll have, because when I worked for AT&T, right, we had the CWA, which is Cellular Workers of America, or Alliance or something like that, or Communication Workers of America is what it stood for. And the thing is that as soon as you became management, you immediately gave up your unionhood, like, or unionship, because it was like, you are part of the company now, so you have to choose. Like, and a lot of workers basically said, like, fuck it, I'm never going into management because I'm not going to give up union. Now, I will say a lot of those workers that said that would have never gotten to management because they were shit workers and they were kept around because the union kept them for too long. So like there is very much a big balance that has to be played. And I commend Phil Spencer for taking the time to say, hey, we are going to understand this, right? We are going to work to make sure that this is what I think he wants to be, a balanced kind of union. I don't think that he's going there saying Microsoft over everybody, fuck them, like, and yes, we'll have the union because we need to save face. I think he does want a balancing act. The problem is that you can get people that are in there, and when you unionize, it does make it more difficult to let go of someone, to fire someone.
Extremely difficult.
Most people that talk about like their interactions with unions is kind of like what Bill said, like what I've said, like what Enigma said, is that it's usually not a positive experience. There's always usually that like
experience for the most part.
It's a very difficult kind of, I now have to jump through 16 hoops to get there. Where I hope that, and I think inevitably that's the evolution of unions, because that's just where it goes, right? Like you're given a malnourished person.
Well, it's band-aids on top of band-aids on top of band-aids. Like that's the whole thing with most. And granted, I'm talking about the experiences that I've had,
right?
Where it's haphazard and half-assed unions that were put together, and then they're just kind of making it up as they go, right? Granted. You had with like some of these like Silicon Valley developers and some of these Silicon Valley unions, they're a lot more put together than the fucking back alley construction union that I fucking had to deal with, right?
Well,
it definitely you can see a difference between like a union that's actually trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing compared to, Timmy and Teddy and Tony over in the corner that were like, fuck it, man, let's unionize. We're gonna fuck these guys over.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for it because I do think that the gaming industry there's a lot of people in that industry. I think in the creator industry as a whole, I think are taken advantage of, right? Like, I mean, Bill, your significant other, is a creative, right? Like she's out there, or whatever. Like it is a market that these people are taking advantage of. They're beat to shit, right? And whatever else. And it's just kind of like, there does need to be something there to protect. The problem is that you, as a union, you have to be very smart with who you put into place, because again, go watch The Irishman and go back to look at what Jimmy Hoffa did back in those days. And a lot of that stuff still happens today. It is a very popularity contest. It is a situation of like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I like you better or whatever. And it becomes a more toxic environment than what you were trying to get away from, which is crazy. So I don't know, but I come in. Oh, sorry, good.
At the end of the day, restructuring management of a company is like proper structure of management in a company, I think, defeats the purpose of needing a union.
Very much.
But
Yeah.
that's never, I'm not going to say never, but it's unlikely in the majority of companies that that's going to happen 100% of the way. So,
Well,
like
especially
what you were saying,
even
Stan,
if you
it's a
do,
band-aid fix, but
yeah, that's even if you do have a proper structure of management in a company, like there's always going to be that one person that says, "Well, I don't like the way that this guy does things."
well,
You know,
you even look at
nobody is ever going to be happy with how things are being ran 100%.
well, and I think and you look at it in the video game industry, right? To bring this full circle, like the nature of what the video game industry is pretty much this like, you know, club of a bunch of nerds that are just like wanting to create something cool, and it morphs into this massive business that becomes Activision, that becomes EA and Ubisoft. And you know, you even look at like BioWare and some of these altruistic companies that started off. Blizzard, great example, right? Blizzard, altruistic company, started off phenomenal. Boy, you know, this you know, guys, and I don't want to say boys club because it wasn't when it started, but like this club of like people to come together. They want to create something cool and awesome and amazing, and it was fun, right? So it's just like, yeah, we're all doing this for the love of it. But then money gets involved, and the second that money gets involved, it's now becomes this like, oh, we're still going to keep this fun mentality, but anybody that's not with us, it then becomes a boys club. Fuck you, you're on the oust, and we're going to promote.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, so
money got involved, as well as the fact that like back when gaming first started, like gaming was seen as a nerd thing to do, right? Like if you were a game developer, you were not popular, right? Like you didn't have thousands of people hinging on your every fucking word, right? In
right,
today's day and age, though, like gaming has become kind of a rock star type deal. Like there, you know the developers' names, like you know Todd Howard. He's a rock star when it comes to fucking, you know,
Or
he
games.
was. But
right,
yeah, when he first started coming out, and when we had like Fallout 3 and then Fallout 4 and New Vegas and everything, you knew who Todd Howard was because he was the rock star of Bethesda, right?
right.
In today's day and age, that's the biggest thing, is like it's become very much a mainstream type deal.
Right.
That's going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, but I commend Phil Spencer on this unionized thing and how he's dealing with it, and I hope it goes well. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, moving on to the big news, which was Sony today had their state of play. I unfortunately was not able to catch this. I was at my son's soccer game, which he did win. By the way, his team won the tournament, and he's going to the next. He's going to the next stage, so he will go in there. So thank you to PlayStation for this. By the way, we were watching the state of play. So give me a quick rundown. I'm gonna, as you do that, I'm gonna kind of skip through videos and kind of things like that. You guys were able to watch it and see it. Like, tell me. I mean, so it looks like, is this Resident Evil that we're seeing? Because I think I saw a little bit ahead of it, but
yeah, Resident Evil 4
Resident Evil
remake.
4 remake. Yep.
RE4
It looked
remake.
good.
Okay.
Like it didn't look bad. Like I was surprised with it. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan. I'm sure that you can probably say more on this than I can, Bill. But
Yeah, it looks like the remake might be taking like some of that that campiness that Resident Evil 4 had. Just for ground level, Resident Evil 4 for the longest time was my favorite game of all time before Bloodborne came out.
Ones, I love it. Yeah.
But it had kind of that like B movie camp to it, which a lot of the Resident Evil games have. But this one seems like it's settling it more into like a true dark like remake style. I hope they don't go overly serious with it, but it definitely seems like they're going more towards the Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Village, like
that's what I saw a lot of.
that
Was
level
like, it
of
reminded
like
me heavily of
seriousness.
Village.
Well, Village is heavily inspired by 4 to begin with. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't know that. So like when I was watching this whole thing, I was just like, wow, this looks like I legitimately thought that this was Resident Evil Village at the start. I was like, what the fuck? I've never seen this guy before.
This is a remake, not like a remaster, not a like
No, this is a full
blown
top
remake.
From the bottom, top to bottom remake.
So they're gonna change this up to fit the narrative that they. I mean, they'll stay within their lane, but they're still gonna be able to. This is not gonna be a shot for shot redo of Resident Evil
No.
4, right? Okay.
No, I
I'm
hope
sure there
they
will still
keep
be a lot
the-
of similarities though.
Yeah, I hope they keep the majority of the stuff because
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 stands pretty well in this day and age, so it doesn't need to be a like shot for shot remake of Resident Evil 4 because I feel like that game still plays well today. I think it's aged decently.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they go about it and what
I
changes,
was
if any, they do bring into it.
I
And it
was
comes
I
out the
was
day
really
before my
surprised.
birthday.
Yeah, I was about to say I was really surprised. March 24th. That's crazy, man. I was not expecting that.
So birthday streams will
Is
be
is
Resident Evil 4 streams for sure.
is that a well, I guess so. It's PS5. My question: are these games also coming out for PC? Like, did they have like they are also doing PC or whatever else?
They had one announcement for PC.
I think that was cool.
Everything.
Sorry, I want to keep talking about it, but I also want to keep talking about. I think that's cool is that they're doing that they are working on VR for 7
Village.
or Village 8.
For Village.
I already have,
And
VR.
it looks really good.
There's
it
a
looks
mod.
smooth as fuck.
There's a mod,
like
yeah.
very smooth to the point that you can dual wield for one. I saw him wielding a shotgun and his pistol, and to the fact that you can literally toss your pistol from left to right hand. Like
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty, like, in terms of VR technology, that's pretty advanced right now for VR.
Yeah, it's made me actively want to get the PlayStation VR 2 just because that looks.
I'm not
really curious if it's going to be on PC VR as well.
Maybe. I mean, there's a mod. Like I said, there is a mod that does it. I don't know if they'll,
Yeah, but not as good as this. Like, I guarantee
no.
that.
But I'm not. I
Resident
can
Evil
tell
4 remake will be on all platforms when it releases.
Well,
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am.
See right there. What how he was dual wielding both the shotgun and the pistol, and then he threw the pistol over.
Bill,
that's crazy,
if you get this, I will pay money for you. I will buy you the fucking haptic suit because I want you to play this with a haptic suit and feel all the bullshit crap that he has to go through. So
haptic suit. Oh,
yeah.
Man. Oh.
Thinking more of the big mommy.
I've got my streaming room set up for VR because I did plan on getting VR eventually. So yeah.
What is this? Is this still Resident Evil, or is this something else that they were doing?
No, this is
VR.
This is what's it called? The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know if it's 2 because I'm really confused about that. It says Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, but it's like it's almost like it's a mod or it's like an expansion.
Well, are they just bringing it? Because I don't think The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners
this is a completely different storyline to Saints and Sinners. So I'm curious if it's like their own thing for VR for PSVR, and they're not going to release that for PC or what, because this is
so it's a separate. Yeah, okay.
As far as I can tell, I've played Saints and Sinners and I've never seen any of this, like any of the characters, anything like that.
I hope they're still developing Saints and Sinners, because that's actively for PC too, because that is a very good game. Like
they have not. I mean, they release patches for Saints and Sinners, but as far as I know, I don't think that.
Yeah, we haven't had any new content.
I mean, as far as I know, I haven't heard anything about a number 2, but
yeah,
so.
Okay.
Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is.
And see, that's what I was saying. Like Chapter 2 Retribution, it makes it sound like it's a Saints and Sinners 2, but it's still, it's like it's not a Saints and Sinners 2. You see what you understand that? Like
Probably is, but it might not. Yeah, it's weird.
So it looks like No Man's Sky is also coming to PS
on PSVR. Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you right now, man. I'm gonna tell you the one thing that keeps me wanting to go back to No Man's Sky is like the VR in that game was really fucking cool. Like
they did a really good job on it, man.
It's actually very well done, and it is cool to jump in that world in VR and see it, because it's a whole nother level of like cool.
In VR, when it comes to No Man's Sky in VR, like I think that they do VR and like the cockpits of those ships and such better than games like not No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous.
Yeah,
they honestly do the space combat and the space battles and cockpit a lot better.
The fuck is it? Is this Horizon? Did they do Horizon?
This is Horizon.
They did Horizon VR now. Yeah,
wow.
It's not Horizon like the original Horizon. It's like its own storyline.
I thought it was
a character.
Huh. Looks like right now. Looks like a fucking like Jurassic Park kind of style, like
Yeah, man.
boat ride.
And again, like I was streaming this the entire time, and I was talking to the people that were in my chat that like I like the way this looks, but I don't like the fact that they were lazy and only coded the fucking hands.
Yeah,
I hate games that don't code the fucking arms. Because it breaks my immersion. Like it heavily breaks my immersion. And that's coming from Saints and Sinners, right? Like Saints and Sinners models your entire character. So when you look down, you see your chest and you see your arms moving, you see your legs kind of moving, you know. So it just breaks my immersion.
If that's like just laziness or like
I mean
it's still resources.
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's just easier that way, and they don't have to code as much. And it's a lot of people accept it. It's just my ass backwards.
I feel the same exact way. No, it's very immersive breaking.
Huh.
But it does look good. It looks fucking amazing. It's one of the like this was one of the ones I was like, man, I should go and pick up Horizon Zero Dawn and play it.
It looks fun
because it does look good. It looks.
It does look good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with what PlayStation is putting into VR, because again, I don't think VR was like a big obviously wasn't a moneymaker for them last. I don't know what who this dude is.
I think the technology for VR's finally got there to the point where they can start actually putting impressive titles out there.
Well, the technology's got there, and people are actually starting to take VR seriously. So
yeah,
and it's becoming more affordable, which I think is a good
and that's
thing.
why people are starting to take it more seriously, is because like I think they did a thing, and it's like 98% of all VR headsets on Steam are the Quest 2.
Yeah.
Which is
that's because they're fucking they're too goddamn expensive. I mean, it's
they're easy to fucking pick up. Yeah, it's like $300.
And they're a very comparable fucking headset. Like they're phenomenal headsets. So what the wait? Are we?
I did not want to talk over this, but yeah, this is fucking amazing. I love this.
Oh yeah.
So this is the first Marvel's Spider-Man.
By the way,
and it's coming.
Phenomenal game.
It's coming to PC.
It's a phenomenal game.
And a lot of people are saying that because this is coming to PC, Miles Morales' one will come to PC as well.
I'm sure this is just the start. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Miles Morales was. I'm trying to get back to it. I don't think Miles Morales was as well accepted or well. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was as well liked as this.
I think
one was.
people didn't like it as much because they released it as a standalone game when it should have technically probably been a DLC for the Spider-Man game.
This game,
was
fucking amazing. Like I played it on PlayStation 4, and it was fucking amazing.
I'm so
excited to finally play it,
dude. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to playing it because people raved about it. Like,
it's
raved
great.
about it.
It's phenomenal.
And wait, do you think? And you might want to pause real fast. Do you think this will open up now to them adding Spider-Man into? Well, no, they already did, didn't they?
We talking about Spider-Man in
the Avengers. Holy shit! No, they added that botch-ass Spider-Man.
Shitty version. Yeah, we got the fucking.
We don't talk about that Spider-Man.
We don't talk about that Spider-Man.
We don't talk about that Spider-Man. That Spider-Man's like Bruno. We don't talk about that Spider-Man, bro.
Oh, that's my bad.
I'm a little salty about the Spider-Man being sent to PC because every time they're like, "Yeah, we have a new game coming to PC." Get excited. I'm like, Bloodborne.
It's not Bloodborne.
It's never gonna be Bloodborne.
I know.
They'll release it on PC when they do the remaster.
Bill's just over in the corner, in a dark corner, and he hears coming to PC for PlayStation 5, and his head pops up.
Bloodborne. PC Bloodborne is like those new Elden Ring.
Cucked, dude.
Yeah.
It's coming, man. You know it's coming.
I know. They're waiting for the
eventually.
They're waiting for the remaster, which pisses me the fuck off, but it is what it is.
Can I hit play now?
Anyway, Stray looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the Stray.
You guys are actually excited for this.
For a walking simulator, you
guys are actually excited for this.
Dude,
wait. Can someone explain to me what the fuck what is this? Is this where you play as a fucking stray cat?
You play as a cat.
I'm done. Hold on 1 second. I can tell you right now where I checked out at right here. When it said Annapurna fucking Studios, I'm out. Dude, Annapurna Studios I've not been a fan of Annapurna Studios personally. A lot of their games are fucking weird and not. I don't know. I don't like it. So you play as a cat.
You play as a cat in a apocalyptic world.
I think he's supposed to be like a detective of some sort or something. Like,
why is everybody running away from this cat?
I don't know, man.
Everybody is legitimately
it's very confusing,
robotic life has taken over, and I don't know if like organics
it's a
are
pretty
like
game.
That's the
Like,
thing.
I'll give
Is
it
like
that.
this game looks stunning. Like
It is gorgeous, but I'm not gonna fucking buy a PlayStation.
I I I'm I'm good, man. I didn't play the other walking simulator that came out. I'm not playing this one either.
Yeah, I don't
This looks
understand it,
this
man.
Right,
looks
look
so
at
good
this.
though.
yeah.
To each their own, though, man. Like,
I guess, sure.
have at it, bro.
I mean,
I'm the kind of person I'm really excited to get the Quarry eventually too. I like
Fucking what's
these
his name?
kinds of games.
Yeah, the quarry looks
Chick-
good.
Chicken Boy is looking forward to this shit. He's like, oh, I love this shit.
There's look at Metal Gear Solid Snake. He's in a box.
I mean,
it just looks good, man. It just looks like a
No,
fun
I'm-
time. Like
oh,
I like a unique experience like this, and it's intriguing. Same thing with like Last Guardian, where the little boy with the dog bird thing.
I don't know
That,
if I
that
can.
game was just interesting to me.
I don't know if I can put this game in the same category as Last Guardian. I think Last Guardian.
No, this game's probably way better than Last Guardian.
You're
Last Guardian was
fucking
kinda
crazy.
shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
Oh
Last
my
Guardian was kind of a
god.
shitty game.
I'm also extremely surprised that game is coming out for PS4. Aren't they like phasing PS4 out?
Yeah,
Like I thought I read something the other day that they're trying to not
PS4 will
release
be
shit for
done by
I thought it was this year.
2025, I think.
Oh,
Is
I
that
thought
it?
they. I
Okay.
thought they said that it was supposed to be
It's like
done by.
manufacturer.
There was no
Yeah.
new development
Like,
that
they
was supposed to be
stopped-
happening past
They
this
stopped
year.
manufacturing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
could've
they're
s-
gonna stop developing games for it in
Yeah.
2025, I think.
Oh,
I
I thought
gotcha.
development already had stopped. I thought all the games had to be out by 2025 for PlayStation 4.
I'm
Not
sure it
So-
would have if there wasn't sales.
So this game right here, and I know Bill, you had a hard on for it because you're a fucking horror.
Oh
horror
yeah,
game player.
yeah.
I
Fucking
I
Callisto
do I think this
Protocol.
looks really cool, but like
what is this?
I don't
No
know,
gameplay,
man.
right?
It's called Callisto Protocol.
Oh yeah,
It's
isn't
kinda
this?
like-
Is
So
this
the
the
Dead
reason
same?
that
Space.
I'm hyped about this is because it's from the original team that made Dead Space 1 and 2.
Is
Yeah.
it? That's what I was saying on my fucking stream. I was like, dude, this looks exactly like Dead Space. Or like Dead Space had a baby with fucking Doom and maybe a little bit of The Search. I was like,
So this is the original Dead Space 1 and 2 development team
that makes sense.
before EA got
Ugh.
rid of them and took
That
over
makes a
the
lot of
project.
sense. Okay.
There
There was
and-
one part in this that freaked me the fuck out, and it's when it's right here coming up when he like goes through this hallway and goes past that guy and his eye opens. I was like, oh god, no, I'm not doing that.
I think it's a bit interesting. Like, so I think this is end of this year, December, right?
I think so. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's
The Dead
either
S-
December or July. I can't remember
EA's
which.
Dead Space remake is coming out. I think this year as well.
Yeah,
I
I
just
think-
find it interesting that they're both coming out around similar times.
You can definitely tell that this is the Dead Space crew, like
It's
the
Dead
original
Space,
Dead.
yeah.
I mean,
so,
it's
so
it's
Callisto Protocol
screamed.
comes out holiday this year. Dead Space remake is coming out January 27th of next year. So this
still
game's
it's
actually
still
gonna
close.
Get,
Still
it's
close
actually going
enough.
to get the jump
Close.
on
Yeah.
Dead
The-
Space remake.
This game did it screamed what's it called?
Dead Space.
Yeah,
It look. I
to
mean,
me,
yeah.
yeah,
It
Dead
just
Space to me
it's
as
yeah.
soon as it
Looks
came.
cool, man. I'm
Okay.
all about it.
Okay, so
What
this
is this?
game, myself and everybody when I was streaming today agreed. This is right up your fucking alley, Scruffy. Like
No.
right up your fucking.
Is
it's
it-
not though.
It's
I looked
not?
at this and I'm like, I don't think I could do this.
we
looks-
read it
What
wrong, boys.
is this?
It's not even multiplayer. It just looks like you
It looks
know,
like
when I
Jet
saw
Set
this,
Radio.
It looks like Jet Set Radio. It also reminded me kind of my friend
Brits.
Pedro.
My friend Pedro,
Brit's,
Yeah.
Brit's really hyped about this game. She
Is
loved
she?
Jets. She loved Jet
We-
Set
So let me
Radio.
get this straight.
We were wrong, boys.
You're hyped to play that fucking cat simulator game, but you're not hyped to play this.
You
The
got
Cat
yeah.
Simulator game looks way better
This
than this. In my
this game
opinion.
also reminds me. What's that one? Risk of Rain. It
It
reminds
does
me
kind of
bit
have a Risk of
kinda.
Rain art style. It's
Art
the art style.
Yeah.
Not just the art style, but like the characters, like the enemies and the way that you're shooting and everything like that. Like everything, it reminded me really heavily of Risk of Rain 2, at least. Like
Do you
2.
remember? Do you
not one.
remember?
It looks fun, but I just don't. I don't see myself really getting into it.
Wow.
Do you remember
I thought
Sunset
you'd be all over that
Overdrive?
shit.
Do you guys remember
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive? That game.
Never gotta play that though.
That game this reminds me a little bit of like Sunset Overdrive, where because Sunset Overdrive was just like shooter on, you know, where you're all about like fast movement, fast pace, grinding rails, and then shooting things and stuff like that. So it and like are very artistic. it reminds me of Sunset Overdrive, and I love Sunset Overdrive. I played a lot of Sunset Overdrive.
I saw this
I
at first. I
read
thought
you
this was
wrong,
going to be
bro.
some sort of BR.
I read you wrong. I was like, dude, fucking Scruffy's gonna be all over this shit.
I can't believe I thought I would think so too. I don't know. I think I like this. Like this is dope. This is something different. I mean, the cat. I'm not knocking Cat Simulator. It's not my kind of tea. I think the game graphically looks amazing. I don't give a fuck about walking around as a stray cat.
That long. I feel like I'd pick it up once and be like, "This is really fun," and then like I'd probably just kind of drop it.
Well, you know what it reminds me of is like fighting in tight spaces. So I played that game. Really great concept, really cool concept, and I played it like for 2 days. I want to go back and finish it, but like, it's I don't think it's something that you just do. All right, what is this anime shit?
Okay,
it's anime shit.
This is an action. This is an action adventure dating sim.
Yeah.
What?
People were raving at a certain quick time event.
Anime action adventure dating sim.
There's a quick time event to hold hands.
Yeah.
So think
what
Heavy
Dead by
Rain,
Daylight
but
hook
in,
on
like,
me
an
crap is
action
this?
Adventure game.
Oh my god. So, okay, whatever, man. Hey, I get it. There's, it takes different spices to make a dish.
Good.
It looks competent, actually.
The fuck is
being an anime fighter, like it looks decent. It doesn't look terrible.
I'm sure the audience for this is gonna chew this up. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
See, right there.
There was a pinnacle.
I mean, cool.
Since
everybody likes romancing options, right? You get to romance your side character waifu.
I don't give a shit about it, but I mean, I'm happy for people that do like this. I mean, this is
for life, baby.
This is the same thing that like the people that are gonna like all about the like hooked on me Dead by Daylight dating sim. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know.
It's for the persona crowd.
This one's on my radar a little bit. I think that the combat itself looked cool.
Yeah, but you want to play the fucking dating sim. The Dead by Daylight dating sim.
Looks like what was that the Dark Souls like anime game that you played?
Code Vein.
Code Vein, yeah.
Kind of similar. It seems.
Yeah. In that
this
same,
looks
in
way
that same
more.
genre.
This looks like Code Vein made in the present day. Yeah.
Is this Street Fighter?
This is Street Fighter, yes.
Yep. Street Fighter 6.
They actually showed gameplay of Street Fighter. Wow.
Yep. They did, and it looks like there's going to be a campaign.
Okay, well.
Now you're the Street Fighter expert for us. I would assume at least, and I don't know if you played.
I mean, I've put time into all Street Fighters. I'm a fighting person.
I know that you're a fighter guy.
Yeah.
Does this look like the original Street Fighters? Because honestly, to me, it didn't look like the original Street Fighters. Like, it looked like they went down like more of an anime kind of cell shaded route almost.
So yeah. So okay. So there was an evolution. The evolution of Street Fighter was that they went. Obviously, it was cartoony and was or not cartoony in the sense that it was pixel. It was and it was a flat surface, right? And then what the fuck is this? Like this, I'm not understanding. So there's a campaign in the, like a Yakuza, like a Yakuza campaign almost. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it's got like an open world aspect to it too.
That's interesting. So I can tell you, as a Street Fighter fan, I don't like this art style that I'm seeing right here. Like I preferred the Street Fighter 4 style, Street Fighter 5 style. I like that.
It doesn't remind me of like Street Fighter. Like
this reminds me of King of Fighters, Tekken, Dead or Alive.
It reminded me very heavily of the Dragon Ball Z games, the Dragon Ball Z fighting games, like very.
Well, Dragon Ball Z, like if you're talking about the newer, like the Dragon Ball, what was it, Fighter Z, that game was not. It was cartoon based cell shaded. This style here, 100% is like Tekken meets. It's legit Tekken.
It's like realism meets and blends with like cell shade cartoon.
Yeah, I would have liked for them to gone back to like the Guilty Gear Strive style of it. Now, see, that stuff looks really good. Like the artistic style that they go in there,
like, it really does look good. Like I'm not a Street Fighter guy, but this.
I just don't like. I don't like the model characters. Like the way that they did the like realistic models. I think Street Fighter has always done this like more cartoony kind of cell shade. This
paint aspect that they got going on though.
I love cool those effects are really good. It's just the character models that are throwing me off. And so them having a campaign mode, I thought you were just going to be like, because they've had campaign modes in the past where it was like, oh, you're going to go fight and just move, whatever. You go from this
And
fight
not
to this
like
fight
a
to this fight.
tower style campaign. This is like an
combat.
actual like
Yeah.
campaign. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I mean, that's a different concept. I'm interested to see it. I'm really interested to see what multiplayer is going to look like too. Like I mean, again, I'm a fighter fan. I don't, you guys don't see me play them a lot, but I've come to almost getting Guilty Gear Strive a bunch of times. I don't know. I really enjoy them. So the online scene is what's going to make or break this, and whether it's going to go to Evo, and how much they change, because going into that realistic art style does change hitboxes, timing dynamics. I know it doesn't seem like it would, but it does. It's a very different playing game than your cell shaded stuff. So, what is this? Tunic? Yeah, Tunic.
Tunic. Yeah.
So they're bringing. Is this just coming to PlayStation? I guess because this isn't new. I don't think.
No, Tunic just released.
Coming to PlayStation. Yeah,
I think I swear I've seen somebody play this already.
Yeah, they have. No, Tunic just came out. It came out like last month.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it got rave reviews. It's I've been meaning to take a look at it and play it because it reminds me of like Death's Door.
Just gonna say that, yeah,
kind of style.
Yeah,
roguelikes.
This was an interesting one to me in the next one after. Like you'll have to tell me because like I was like, okay, this one's kind of cool, but then I don't know how you're interested in the next one. It looks fucking weird as hell, man.
I know you're gonna
Done
say
by
it, but...
one person over 8 years.
Yeah,
that's
Tunic
wild.
is crazy. Yeah,
Tunic is crazy. Yeah.
What is okay? Is this what is this? What is this game that we're watching?
I can't remember the name of it.
Is this a biking simulator? So we had a cat simulator. Now we're biking.
And
it's called Season: A Letter to the Future.
It's a biking simulator, and
like
you can take pictures, and you can record sounds in the nature, and you can talk to people.
I'm not interested in playing this, but I'd be interested in having this gameplay up in the background.
Like don't get me wrong, like
it's
the
kind of
art
soothing.
style looks cool, like the art and everything looks cool, but like I just don't understand if they're charging for this. Why?
If it's anything over like $20, I don't see why, but it looks okay. It looks like like calming.
Look, it takes a lot of spices to make a fucking dish and something taste good. And I'm just saying that maybe it's me being a Sin is getting older now, and he's like trying to calm it down.
There's a niche audience.
Yeah,
that's
like
gonna eat this up.
I don't doubt it. Like there's gonna be an audience for everything.
What's the one? There's like a journey game or whatever. Like
there's an audience eventually for everything, but this is just I don't know.
The art style is very cool. Is it something to display on a State of Play? I mean, I don't know.
That was the
indie section. I mean, this is giving light to all the indie devs now.
Right.
And the worst part about it was like this State of Play was so short, dude. It was only like 20 minutes long.
Well, thank God, because we don't have. I mean, we got like 15 more minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, there's only like two more.
Most of the stuff, honestly, too, is just VR remakes and stuff coming to PC.
Oh, you all right, Enigma?
Sorry. Last thing. This is the last thing. Yeah.
Sorry, I saw my boy Yoshi and I got excited.
Yoshi P coming in with the hotness.
Maybe hey Gold River, can you take a cue from this, bud, please? Like how to run a company? Be great. Appreciate it. I do have news.
I for some reason thought Nomura was working primarily on Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah,
the fact that Yoshi P is on it is because I like Nomura's games, like I like Kingdom Hearts and I like all that stuff, but his plot lines are just so fucking weird. Yeah. This one seems like it's going to be more of a grounded and high fantasy style.
It's 100% going to be grounded.
Hasn't it been? It's been what, 2 years since we've seen actually anything from Final Fantasy 16, right? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been heavily delayed.
Well, probably they had some stuff on the last E3, didn't they?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, it's been 2 years.
Well, the fact that Yoshi P is on it, I know it's going to be taken care of and done properly. He doesn't mind delaying games for the final product. Garuda looks ridiculously good. She doesn't look like slutty bird mommy from Final Fantasy 14. She actually looks like she can like fuck shit up in this game.
Wait, it looks really good, man.
Oh, I thought it was a fighter. I was like, bro, did it just go into a fighting like a 2D?
No, it's like Final Fantasy 15's combat or whatever, like the remake for Final Fantasy 7. It's kind of like that lock on
It looks very Devil May Cry-ish, honestly.
I'm
in
so
its
excited.
combat style.
I think it looks dope as fuck, dude. Like just
Whoa.
watching some of these
boobies,
This does look pretty.
nakedness.
yeah, like watching some of these attacks, they look
And
amazing.
some of these like boss fights, it makes it look like, and I don't know if that's going to be the way it is, but from what I'm gathering from plotline and stuff, these characters are like bound like directly with one of the like the summons and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like the boss fights are going to be going from like person v person and summon v summon, and you're going to be like bouncing back and forth between the two as the fights are going on.
Huh. Interesting.
Because I definitely, there's, as you'll see later through here, it almost looks like fighting game style with the
So I was saying, like, yeah,
the summon health bars and stuff
yeah,
popping up.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, man. I know it's just me, and this is a bad take. And this is just my boomer
Rama
coming
looks
out.
so fucking cool too, and they made Shiva not as slutty either.
Yeah.
My boomer coming out is like, I just miss my old school style of Final Fantasy turn-based like system. I know, and I'm not even gonna argue against, like, this looks amazing and what I miss it. Like I know it has to evolve, but I just miss it.
I get what you're saying.
Titan. You gotta listen to this.
I'm not listening to anything.
Nobody can hear.
Nobody can hear anything. What am I listening to?
Yeah. The end of it was literally like they were going through all the bosses and it was like opera singer going, Ifrit, Odin.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See, this is why you're getting paid the big bucks
Yeah,
voice acting.
Big bucks, boy. Big
Okay.
bucks, baby.
Was there anything else, or was that was it?
I think that's it.
That
wraps
That
it
was
up.
the last
it.
one.
That was the closer.
I'm
Well,
excited
cool.
for that though, dude. 16 looks so good, and I'm so happy that they went from that like present day almost futuristic style from 15 to
Yeah, 15,
back to like a high fantasy medieval style, which is
The
what
only
I like.
issue with it
Obviously, with 14.
is it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah,
For the PlayStation. It's
honestly,
6 month timed exclusive, and then
and
it'll
honestly,
probably come to PC.
I'm looking at it with their recent shit. It'll probably be an exclusive on fucking Epic Game Store too. So I mean, I'm probably not gonna get to play it, but I would love.
Oh, there's a probably there, chat. He may get to play it. He may come to the dark side.
What I mean is, I'm probably never gonna get to play it unless it comes out to Steam.
Oh.
He's I'll definitely be playing it when it comes out on launch because I'm ridiculously hyped for it, just like
I'm
you
looking
are.
forward to it, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's bringing me back. It's like heavily bringing back like 14 vibes, and I'm all for it. Like a single player Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
Bill,
man.
did you? Speaking of which, of Final Fantasy, you said you picked up Stranger of Paradise. Did you pick it up on PC or did you pick it up on PlayStation?
I picked it up on PS5. The
Is
PC
it-
version I heard is kind of botched. So
Is it crossplay?
don't know.
I'd be willing to.
I do not know.
to do some crossplay with you.
Stranger of Paradise crossplay. Is it?
Yeah, I think
Does not support crossplay. Get fucked.
There
Of
you
course,
go.
awesome.
I think
Cool.
I think the biggest reveals of that entire fucking showcase was for sure Spider-Man, 100%. Spider-Man coming to PC. That's huge for Sony, not just for Sony, but for Sony and PlayStation or PC players, right? Final Fantasy 16 for sure, because we again, like you said, we haven't seen anything from it. And probably I would say for me at least the VR titles.
The VR
pretty
titles are really good. Resident Evil 4 Remake is a big deal to me.
Remake for me too.
Although they keep cucking me on my Bloodborne, I'm happy that another game is coming to PC. I honestly think those are the biggest deals in my book. Just because we knew Final Fantasy 16 was on the way, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the remake as well, and give me shit for it, but probably Stray.
You and your Stray fucking
Mm,
bullshit.
Stray,
and
yeah.
Callisto Protocol. It
And
was
Callisto
it was
Protocol,
honestly
yeah, those three.
a very condensed but good state of play. Like
I was really surprised.
I'm
that it was so
100%
short.
fine with 20 minutes if it's like condensed into good shit like that.
I was surprised that it was so short, but to be honest, I think that with the last time that they did their fucking PlayStation State of Play, like 9/10 of the time that was taken up was their bullshit where they were like doing the Last of Us orchestral music bullshit.
Well, I think so. I'll be the odd man out here. I was not looking back on through all of that, right? I will disagree. I don't think it was that great. I personally like, and before I get railed for this,
you just want to shake.
No. Legit, like, so here's the thing, right? Like,
you're like, I don't have a PlayStation.
Fuck, man. Can I can't even have a fucking chance to even voice my fucking opinion. So this is their like comparable to what E3 is supposed to be, right? Like this was like
it's comparable to what it's supposed to be like the Xbox
quarterly
showcase.
update. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that we are. All right, let me ask. Can I get through a phrase without fucking being interrupted? So
if you can say something true.
You just did.
Wow. Okay. Well, so here's what I'll tell you. This right now, June 3rd through this time frame, this month is E3 month. So when you go as a video game company and you put something out that is around E3 time frame, you are looked at it in the light of what E3 would be. So let's just say that if you're going to sit here and tell me that, no, it's not an E3, this is supposed to be a quarterly thing. Well, if E3 was an actual thing and was happening this year, this would have not happened as a state of play. They would have actually done it at E3, and this would have been part of their E3 demonstration.
PlayStation hasn't been at E3 for the past 3 years.
They would have done something that was around an E3 demonstration.
They did it. They just did.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said, and I got yelled at about it. I'm saying that this was...
The thing is, this is something that they do regularly. This isn't like a one
and I'm not saying they didn't do it. That's not what I'm saying. They didn't do it regularly. No one's saying they didn't do it regularly. I said that this is around the time that E3 would have come out. So I'm comparing it to an E3 presentation. I'm comparing it to what an E3.
You can't compare Sony alone to E3, which features.
I am saying that the presentation that they had tonight, that they did today, if I'm looking at it as around the time of E3, this is the buzz. This is when you're supposed to be bringing out your big games, or you're supposed to be bringing out your big titles and things like that. I'm saying, yes, they brought out some new stuff. They brought out a lot of indie things that look good and whatever, but their big releases were, Final Fantasy 16, which looked great and people are excited for. I think it's good, and they brought out the remake of Resident Evil 4. Aside from that, if it wasn't really VR, and if we take VR into consideration and look at the VR titles, you have Saints and Sinners 2 or Saints and Sinners, which again, we're trying to figure out whether it's a 2, if it's a retribution, it's a new game or whatever. But we've played Saints and Sinners. Now people on PlayStation haven't played Saints and Sinners, so I'll give it that. You have Horizon, is still a new thing, but there's nothing in there like screamed like, except for, in my opinion, Callisto Protocol. I think Callisto Protocol screamed this thing of like, holy fuck, this is I cannot if this is only PlayStation 5, like does this make me want to go PlayStation 5?
Everything.
Right, but so it's not, but that is like, I'm like, yo, that's fucking like, they hit it. They hit the nail on the head with that one. So that was excitement. And I'm just saying, like, and I will knock, like, Xbox in the past has done the same thing. I'm not just shitting on Sony. Like, there's been a lot of Xbox conferences that have come out and then been like, bro, there is nothing in there that is exciting. You showed Forza. Like, that's fucking great. I'm just saying, I don't think that this was like as stellar of a performance.
I can agree with you. That's what I was saying before, is like, if you take all the remakes out and the VR stuff out, there's only like a select few games that are brand new showcases in this state of play. So
right, like if the state of play is supposed to be a thing that's supposed to get me hyped to play PlayStation games, I'm walking out of this going, I'm excited to play one game. Like that's really it. Like I'll say, because Final Fantasy 16. Like, I'm not saying it's bad.
I personally wouldn't say that the state of play is there to hype you up to play PlayStation games. The state of play is there to bring awareness as to what exactly is coming out on PlayStation in the next year.
Is that not supposed to get me hyped to go play games?
They're not trying to hype you to play currently released games. They're just trying to be.
I'm not saying currently released games. I'm saying, but the hype is around going and playing their new stuff, new coming out. Like there are new things that are coming. Nothing on there to me except for Callisto Protocol really screaming. Final Fantasy 16 looks great, and I don't, that's a year down the road, right? But there's nothing that I was like, oh my god, this is like I'm ready, like except for really Callisto Protocol, and I mean Resident Evil 4, because Resident Evil 4 is a big game in my childhood, so I look forward to that. But I mean, everything else in between, I was just kind of like, all right, like I don't think it was a powerhouse of a state of play that people are just saying, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying yours is wrong.
Terrible opinion, sir.
Okay. Sure.
I'm surprised Enigma's backing me up on a PlayStation State of Play.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I will agree with you. I thought it was short. I will agree with you that it was extremely short. I thought that they should have probably showed off a little bit more. I thought it was underwhelming that they didn't have as many new things. I do agree with you on that point. Like, again, the only two new titles were, as you said, the Callisto Protocol and Final Fantasy 16. But I don't know. I think that
Street Fighter,
you gotta and Street Fighter, yeah. You gotta look at the VR titles as the fact that PlayStation 5 doesn't have a VR headset. PlayStation people really don't have access to some of those games that are coming out. So, I mean, I would say personally that is a huge deal for PlayStation.
The biggest, and to piggyback on that, the biggest thing that this one did for me is it shows PlayStation's intent a little bit better on the upcoming years, and it shows the direction that they're willing to go with their franchises. The fact that another game that has not had PC Lite is getting PC Lite is a huge deal, and shows a good intent moving forward that more games will be coming to PC.
It's very true too.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy about that,
as well as the VR stuff, because like we were saying during the VR showcase, we're finally getting to the point where VR is both accessible and the technology is there to actually push these games to make them more than like 15-minute tech demos, like what some of the ones like Half-Life Alyx and stuff like that are.
Yeah. I'm happy that another game is coming to PC. Everyone knows that I'm all for that. And especially Spider-Man, because a lot of these guys did not get to experience Spider-Man, or at least half of the podcast did not.
I think Spider-Man's one of the more telling ones too, because if they're willing to put Spider-Man out there, like that's been a big name that Sony's been dangling in front of everybody for a very long time. So much so that they wouldn't put him into the Avengers.
Yeah, right. Spider-Man was legitimately a console seller. Like that was the only game at that point that I could say, yeah, that's a console seller, 100%.
So the fact that they're willing to let up on that.
Well, that and God of War. I mean, holy fuck, because God of War is another one of them.
And God of War came out on PC, so it's one of those. Again, like Bill said, like it shows that they're finally starting to take fucking PC gaming seriously.
Well, and again, I'm all for it. I just as a hype scale, or like going into this being like, yeah, that was a fucking kick-ass thing. Like from if I look at like tree houses that are done by Nintendo, or Xbox doesn't really do like a state of like where they're at, or whatever. But
they do the game showcase.
I think this is more akin to a Nintendo Direct than it is like anything else, and I think you should hold it to the same caliber as a Nintendo Direct, and not like a
I do, but I also do, but
or anything like that.
At the same time this year, this is E3, and Nintendo would be doing a Direct, right? That would be an E3 Direct. Sony would be doing a State of Play that's an E3 State of Play, right? Like, no, it's not. They're not at E3, but it is their E3 State of Play. This is the same thing. It's
have
just
they been doing this before E3 was even canceled? Like they've been doing their individual stuff as well as E3. I thought.
Right? Yeah. No, they have. So, but again, I'm putting it around the time frame of like what this time frame is. Like, if this E3, if E3 quote unquote was not canceled, yeah, they would not have been there, but they would have done a State of Play. And if this was a State of Play that they would have gone to and shown off, everybody and their mother that is doing any kind of E3 coverage would have called this the E3 Sony's E3 State of Play. So I'm not wrong in saying that this would have been their E3 showcase. And if this is the E3 showcase, I'm leaving out of it going, okay, cool. I give it a 6.
E3 showcase because E3 is canceled and never coming back because it was a poo-poo caca.
It is convention. An E3 showcase. You can sit there and say that this is not an E3 showcase or whatever else, but for the last umpteen amount of years, E3
you're living in the past though. That's done. That's you got to look towards the future.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree on that one, bud. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, so
We're not in some sacred witching hour of a month where like you need to expect.
if you talk to anybody in the gaming industry, you are 100% wrong, sir. Like, yes, June is known and will be known for a long time until it is changed that this is the time frame that you bring out your big shit. And I guarantee you, because guess what? This E3 was canceled, so Microsoft is doing some sort their whole, what is their Microsoft experience or whatever the fuck they're calling it, which is their E3 thing. Nintendo is doing a Nintendo Direct. Sony has got their state of play. There's an indie game showcase. Like, don't sit here and tell me just because E3 is not quote E3 and not happening this year that this is not E3 month, when everything that would have happened during at E3 is happening in June, which is E3 month. Like, because the name's not there doesn't mean that the spirit of E3 does not live on. So I completely and utterly will argue to the death that, yeah, you can say that there's no witching hour. But
all right.
It's that big a deal.
Let's,
It's just a showcase. Just let it be
Just
a
saying.
showcase.
Just saying. I think it was underwhelming personally, but that's my opinion. So yeah. Cool. Well, that is the show. You guys have anything big going on that you guys want to announce in the upcoming weeks?
I'm gonna start my own
internet.
convention.
You're gonna start your what?
I'm gonna call it Bill 3.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm gonna put
like
it
a
in
Soulja
July,
Boy?
just to spin
can
on
I,
June as a month.
Can I have a slot at one of your presentations?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
Be like the Bill Expo. Be like this Tony Stark Expo.
But no, nothing. I'm gonna be cracking into that Stranger of Paradise. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm also still doing a Spirit Ashes only run on Elden Ring, so that's
have you
fun. But
played any more of Evil Dead?
yeah, I'm playing. I haven't played any of the online. I've been like playing through the missions and stuff just to unlock everything before I dive into any of the online stuff.
I you got Evil Dead, Bill.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nice.
I've been enjoying it. It's a good time.
Let me know whenever you do some online, and I'll have to jump in with you.
Okay.
For sure. So, cool. Well, anybody else? Enigma, I know you're doing voice lines, voice acting. You got to do your Cornhub stuff. So that's taking up your time.
The only thing I got to say is fucking epic shills.
Sure, why not? Why not?
I am on a goddamn podcast with a bunch of epic shills. What the
Why
fuck
do
did
you
I do
say-
wrong for you guys? What
Why
the
do you
hell? I raised you right. I raised you better.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna say Tiny Tina's was an amazing experience, and I enjoyed thoroughly playing that on Epic's launcher. So
Okay.
I got Tiny Tina's. I got Kingdom Hearts on there. I'm sorry. I'm a show.
Go gag on fucking Tim
Honestly,
Sweeney's
I think Borderlands 3 and Evil Dead are the only two things I have on Epic, so I'm your most loyal supporter on that regard.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm not playing Fortnite. Does that matter?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, doesn't. All right.
No.
Okay. But
In
we'll
other news, though, I like I said, I got that new job, so I'll be starting that around the 20th, which will be pretty good. And hopefully, with the schedule, it shouldn't really affect either streams nor the podcast. So, still be doing the same stuff, just making more moolah.
the only thing that does
yeah.
that affects the streams and our podcast are buzzball benders. So
Vendors.
buzzball benders. You should look for a sponsorship, Scruff. You get a buzzball sponsorship.
Dude, that would be sweet.
Oh my god.
What was I calling it the other 8 balls? I was saying that you were doing 8 balls.
No, you can't. That's not the same, man. Scruffy was not Twitch. Scruffy was not doing 8
He was
balls. YouTube,
100%
he was
doing 8
not
balls.
doing 8 balls.
Was 100%
Oh my
doing 8 balls.
god.
We're talking
No.
about billiards, right?
Yeah,
I
sure.
played the other day
Yeah, I was
actually with
talking-
Nutty Nady.
Oh
I was talking about fucking pool, man. What are you talking about?
you want to know how he does those 24-hour streams and whatever so well as in the 8 balls he's doing.
Yeah.
What's up, Mama Scruffy? Are you paying attention? God. Anyway, all
Teach
right.
him this, Mama Scruff. Just to let you know.
They did 100%.
Nope.
Blame them.
Yeah, sure. I definitely do not drink buzz balls. I have a more refined palate than that. That shit is fucking gasoline. That is gross. That is nasty. No?
I've
No?
actually
Good.
been drinking a rum from your neck of the woods, Sinan.
Yeah? What you got?
recently. Yeah, I bought some rum for the closing of the Johnny Depp trial, and we've been watching through the Pirates movies, drinking rum.
See, I thought you would have bought an 8-ball to sell.
It's not, bro. It's
But,
God Almighty.
Are you familiar with Kill Devil Hill?
Yeah.
I'm drinking Kill Devil rum
Oh, nice.
from
That's
the Kill Devil Hill Brewery. Honey pecan. It's delicious.
it's in
Where's all the rum gone?
North Carolina is where it's brewed at. Kill Devil Hill is outside of North Carolina, or it's in North Carolina.
Yeah. It's
Kitty
my
Hawk.
favorite rum to date. I very much enjoy it.
Oh, good to
Are
know.
you doing are you doing mega shots of it or whatever? What was
Mega
it?
pints?
Mega pints, yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
always.
But
Justice for Johnny.
justice for Johnny. Well, you got justice. So, no. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, that's episode 60. No, not 69. My mind is in a whole nother place.
We know where Sinan's mind's at.
It's
10
been
more
a minute,
episodes
man.
for there.
It's yeah, 10 more episodes. That's the episode you guys want to tune into. We're all gonna be doing it upside down. It's gonna be crazy. So actually, I may do that. That may be a fun event. I'm gonna think of something cool to do for that. Anyway, episode 59 is in the books, guys. Thank you all for being here. Hope that you guys really enjoyed it. As always, we love doing it, and we'll be back next Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us here across all of our channels, or you can go to anchor.fm/prepatch podcast and catch us there, or any of our, your YouTube or podcast apps, or Spotify. We're everywhere. You can find us pretty much, even like in your hamper tucked away that you're hiding all that stuff from your mom, like your buzz balls and 8-balls that Scruffy's hiding from his mom. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. We'll catch you guys later. See ya.
Deuces.
Later.